Sheets and Fingers presents Due Process is Not Welfare. Due process is not welfare. Due process is not something you just give to somebody because you want them to like you. Due process is a system. It's an adversarial system, A versus B, where innocent people, because you're presumed to be innocent, you go into the system, there's evidence, courts, lawyers, adversarialism, and it's due process is for determining guilt. You're innocent by default. Due process is a system for determining guilt. The process is transparent. There's no star chambers. It's equal. The scales are balanced. It's blind. There's no bias. That's what due process is about. It comes from the Bible, Leviticus 24:22, one manner of law. That's where due process comes from. Now, in the Constitution, you have a right to due process. It's not for anything. It's if the government is going to try to deny you property, which is money also, liberty, which is jail or prison, or life. Okay, that means the death penalty is constitutional, you morons. If the Constitution says that the government can deprive you of life after going through a process, your due process, and they can take your life, then the death penalty is constitutional. This is what due process is about. If the government is trying to take your property, your liberty, or your life, you have due process. It's not for simple things. It's for taking your property, your liberty, or your life. Okay, let's talk about these illegal aliens, okay? Because you hear the demon rats talking about illegal aliens get due process. They do not. They do not. You are not denying the illegal alien property, liberty, or their life. You're relocating them from point A to point B. Okay? It's a simple trespass. Trespass does not equal process. It's not a process crime. It is a proximity crime. It's not about process. It's about proximity. You don't have any, there's no court, there's no lawyer, there's no judges involved in this. It's a simple establishment of a fact. So it's like when you go into a bar and you're a drunkard and the owner wants you out. The owner can trespass your ass. The owner does that by calling the cops. There's no court. There's no 3 years waiting for some commie judge to say you can stay in the bar. You don't get to stay in the bar for 3 years waiting for your court date. The cops can come and they can throw your ass out. And if you give them a hard time, they can arrest you. No due process. The cop can throw you out. The same thing with the country. The citizens can use ICE to send your ass home. You are trespassing. No due process. You're not being deprived of property, liberty, or your life. You're simply being relocated from our country to your country. Where does this crap come from? Well, it comes from the left. It comes from socialism. Okay, socialism is not what you read in the damn textbooks. No self-serving definitions. It's not some commie's definition that makes them happy. Socialism, the true definition of socialism is the consumer is not the producer. That's all it is. It's an abstraction. This is on the left. This is the West. Every economy in the West is socialist. This nonsense comes from secular altruism. Okay, so here's the left. Here's capitalism, which is on the right of the left. These are concretions. Fascism is in the center. This is the majority of the West is fascist. And this is the left, which is communism. The more you move from right to left through the concretions of socialism, the more of a secular altruist you become. I call it Alterism. I'll get into that later, but that's my word, so I don't have to keep saying secular altruism. You're an Alterist or it's Alterism. Okay, economies are the foundation of every society, and every economy, the people in every economy are greedy. Greed is ubiquitous. Everybody has an equal level of greed throughout the society. It's when you add this BS of secular altruism on top of it, it starts with fascism, you start adding in this fake religion called secular altruism, and this is to try to get people to, surrender what they rightfully have earned to the people who don't want to work. And this is where you get this secular altruism from. It's the appeal to the greater good. It's, safety. It's all these crazy notions that they come up with to try to control society. See, and here's your triangle, and here's your triangle. So the more of a secular altruist you are, the more you're looking for cattle and pets. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for someone to militate on behalf of so you can steal taxpayer dollars. That's what all this is about. The secular altruists need cattle to militate on behalf of. And then occasionally they'll elevate one of the cattle to a pet, like the Maryland dad, to put him up on a pedestal. That's just temporary. This is just to get the racket going. It's just a theft racket. USAID, in the early days, before Samantha Powers took over, 8 cents out of every dollar, 8 cents out of every 92 cents actually reached the people it was intended to. Powers, she bragged that she got that number up to 10%. So 90% of every dollar, 90 cents of every dollar was going into some thief's pockets. One of these secular altruist pockets. I call them royals, but their pockets got lined by this. This is all the stuff. And then in comes Elon Musk and he wants to cut to 10%, and then they say everybody's going to start dying. So you can steal 90 cents of every dollar, and that's fine, but you cut this last 10%, and all of a sudden everybody's going to die. It's so stupid. So, in closing, due process is not welfare. You get due process when the government is trying to deny you of property, of liberty, or of life. Illegal aliens, that's a simple trespass. ICE, all you have to do is produce your papers. If your papers are good, you're good. If not, they can throw your ass out, just like a bar can throw your ass out.